All right, so let's look at multiplying radicals. So yesterday's assignment was just simplifying, adding, and subtracting with radicals. And so now we have multiplication with radicals. Okay, so your first step, no matter what, you don't want to simplify first because you're going to have to simplify again. You want to just multiply. Okay, so you multiply things that are on the outside of the radicals together and then things that are under the radical together. Okay, so here, in example 1, both numbers are under the radical. So that means these can be multiplied together. Okay, these will end up being the square root of 18. Okay, now once you've multiplied your stuff together, you then have to simplify it. Okay, so I'm going to do my 18 and simplify it. I know I can divide by 2 and get 9, divide by 3 and get 3, divide by 3 and get 1. I have a pair of 3's here. So that comes out and the 2 stays in. And that's your final answer there. All right, for example 2. You have a 2 on the outside, but there's no other number on the outside. Okay, so it stays on the outside. Now, under the radical, I have 8 times 4. I have 8x times 4x, but I'm going to do 8 times 4, which is 32. And I'm going to do x times x. Remember, this will be like an x to the first and x to the first. And when you're multiplying x's, you add the exponents. Okay, and so now I would have to simplify that. Okay, so I'm going to do that 32 real quick so I get it. I know I can divide by 2 and get 16, divide by 2 again and get 8, divide by 2 again and get 4, divide by 2 again and get 2, divide by 2 again and get 1. All right, so circling pairs now. All right, I have 2 pairs of 2's. Okay, so those are both going to come out of the radical, and then this 2 will stay under. And then I also have the square root of x times x because of the x squared. Okay, so that is a pair of x's that will come out. Okay, so this is what I have. I'm going to try to maybe highlight all in blue. I have this 2. So I'm going to rewrite 2 times this pair of 2's come out as a 2. And this pair of 2's come out as another 2. Okay, this pair of x's came out as an x. Okay, and then now I'm left with this 2 under the radical, and that is it. So simplifying that, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8x with a radical 2. And that will be your final answer there. Okay, example 3. Now I have something where I have to distribute. Okay, so I'm going to have to distribute these here and these here. Now, this 2 is under the radical, and this 5 is not. I cannot actually multiply those together. They either have to be both out of a radical or both under a radical to multiply them together. Okay, so all I'm going to do is bring them down, and I'm going to put that 5 in front of the 2. So when I multiply square root of 2 times 5, I just get 5 square root 2. And bring down my plus sign. Now the 12 and the 2 both have a radical, so they can be multiplied together. Okay, so now you figure out what can you simplify. This will not simplify. Okay, so but I know, let's see, 24 probably will. Okay, so to the side over here. So I'm going to divide 24 by 2 and get 12. Divide by 2 again, get 6. Divide by 2 again and get 3. divide by 3 and get 1. Okay, so there's a pair of 2's, and that's it. Okay, so I have this 5 squared of 2 plus this pair of 2's come out, and then the 2 and the 3 here stay in. I'll multiply that together and I will get 6. And then remember, in order to add radicals together, the number under the radical needs to be the same. So since they are not the same, then these are not like terms. That is my answer here. Trying to draw a straight box. Okay. All right, so let's look at another one just like that one. So we're going to distribute here. All right. So this is a square root 3 and another square root 3. They're both radicals, so I can multiply those. So that is the square root of 9 minus, and then square root of 3 times square root of 5 will be square root 15. Okay, the square root of 9 is just 3. That's a perfect square. Okay, but square root of 15, let's look at it. So 15, I know I can divide that by 3 and get 5, divide by 5 and get 1. So no pairs here, so it does not simplify, so you just bring this down, and that will be your final answer for that one. Okay, and then one more example. All right. So distribute again. So I'm going to distribute here. I'm going to distribute here. Be careful what you multiply together. Okay. So this 5 square root 5 times negative 4. It will multiply with the 5 on the outside because it does not have a radical. So 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. And then I'm bringing down that square root 5 with it. Okay. Plus. Now I'm going to multiply the 5 on the outside times this 6 to get 30. And now this square root 5 times this square root 5 to get square root 25. Okay. All right. I'm going to rewrite. So negative 20 square root 5 plus 30 times square root of 25 is another perfect square. And it's just 5. Okay, 30 times 5 is 150. So I'm just going to rewrite this as 20 square root 5 plus 150. And that will be your final answer there.